Yes, we will have a Bride of Frankenstein movie with Scarlett Johansson, but will Scarlett be in the new DCU? Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all well. I'm the Monio, the interdimensional demon who talks the most about the new DCU animations on YouTube, and you're on my channel. Well, let's get straight to the point. What are the Creature Commandos? Well, in practice, they're a Suicide Squad, but with monsters. But the Monio, if we already have the Suicide Squad, which does exactly the same thing, why do these Creature Commandos exist? Wouldn't it be better to divide the Suicide Squad into 2 or more divisions? The explanation for this is relatively simple. For those who watched the end of the Peacemaker series, you know that several secret things were leaked to the general public, including the existence of the Suicide Squad. This is the context in which public opinion does not approve of the idea of sacrificing people, and the US government decrees that it is no longer allowed to use people in these missions, even if they are villains, and that is when this new group is created with these monsters, as a way to circumvent the law, since technically none of them are human, as is said in the trailer. And that is how the Creature Commandos were created. And before we continue, let's clear up a doubt that many people are having. Yes, this character is the Bride of Frankenstein, and yes, it is her, and yes, we will have a Bride of Frankenstein movie with Scarlett Johansson. The Monio, does this mean that Scarlett Johansson is in the DCU? Well, I love Scarlett, and I hate to disappoint you, but no. This will be another movie that is not from DC, since it will be made by Studio A24, which I really like, because they have very good movies. But the Monio, how can they have the copyright to characters that are from DC? Well, some of these characters, such as the Bride of Frankenstein, are in the public domain, so they are not characters for exclusive use by DC. In fact, anyone can use them, even you who are watching this video. In addition, another indication that Scarlett will not play the character in the DCU is that James Gunn has already said that each character that appears in the animation will be played by the same actor in the live action, and the voice of the bride is actress Indira Varma, so technically, if the character appears in live action, it will be played by this actress. One thing that really caught my attention is the visual style of the animation, which is really cool, with a lot of personality and very similar to a comic book, and the character designs are really good. Despite them being little known, at first they all seem to be quite charismatic. And of course, this visual style still needs to be well animated, and we'll only really see that when the series is released, but I believe that this animation received considerable investment, since it's the beginning of the DCU. I really like the presentation of the characters in the trailer, because you feel that it's James Gunn's script style, and this is very evident since it reminds me a lot of the way Guardians of the Galaxy works, since they are practically unknown characters. And it reminds me even more of James Gunn's own Suicide Squad, with a plot and a style of humor that is very similar, and we can say that it will be a mix of these two things. But now, let's talk a little about the characters. First, there is a character who is confirmed to appear and who will probably be one of the villains of the series, Cersei. She is not mentioned by name in the trailer, but I believe that this is her, and Cersei will be played by actress Anya Kalatra, who became famous for playing Yennefer in the Netflix series The Witcher. Considering the characters that make up the team, perhaps the best known is Dr. Phosphorus, since he is a Batman villain, and many people are saying that they remember him from the Batman Beyond series. But no guys, that is Blight. He is another character, and also do not confuse him with Atomic Skull, who is a Superman villain. But the similarities are not just in appearance, because Dr. Phosphorus has powers very similar to those of the other characters I mentioned, and these powers include super resistance, radioactive aura, and projection of radioactive energy. Another well-known character is Frankenstein, who technically is not Frankenstein, because originally Frankenstein is the scientist. The one we are seeing is Frankenstein's monster, but over the years, people got used to calling the creature by the scientist's name, so we can say that it is not exactly a mistake, but an adaptation. Frankenstein's powers include superhuman strength, superhuman durability, superhuman stamina, immortality, and self-sustenance. We also have the Bride of Frankenstein, who has powers very similar to her husband. We also have Weasel, who is the only member of the group who has appeared in live action, in James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie, and he doesn't exactly have any superpowers, but he does have some abilities, such as enhanced strength and speed, enhanced senses, sharp claws and fangs, and he is also quite accomplished. And no, that's not a power, I just wanted to point it out. We have the group's robot, called GI Robot, who has many weapons, such as machine guns, flamethrowers, and many others, in addition to several sensors, detectors, types of vision and things that his technology can provide. But the Monio, this robot, is he some kind of cyborg? Was he a victim of some accident who was transformed into a machine so he could save himself or something like that? Well, not really, he's just a robot, and that's it. Nina Mazer Sky, she is one of the most different, and although it seems like she is the same race as the guy from the movie Shape of Water, she is actually a very intelligent scientist, or maybe not so intelligent, since she did experiments on herself and turned into a half-amphibian. She doesn't have any specific powers, except for the abilities that amphibians have naturally, like swimming, and yes, apparently she still needs the clothes to stay hydrated, so she will basically be the most useless character of all, since in the trailer she appears in several moments being saved by other members. And last but not least, I'm afraid of Rick Flag Sr., who is the father of the original Rick Flag, who died in the Suicide Squad movie, but I don't know if he'll be dead in this universe, since the direct sequel to the movie, which is the Peacemaker series, is not part of this new DCU, despite being the sequel to a movie made by James Gunn himself. Well, it's all a bit hazy. The second season of Peacemaker will be DCU, so I feel like the first one should be, but it has characters from the Zack Snyder universe. Anyway, it all depends on James Gunn. This animation has a huge responsibility, since it has the great mission of starting the universe, since we just left the Tomorrowverse, which had a disappointing ending in my opinion, and now we're going to this new universe by James Gunn, which according to him, will integrate movies, animations, and games. And I must say that James Gunn doesn't have a special talent and has a very good track record with little-known groups, so I would say that this unknown and unusual franchise has enormous potential to be one of DC's great franchises, just as Guardians of the Galaxy became one of Marvel's main franchises. But what about you? Did you like the Creature Commandos trailer? Do you think it will be as successful as X-Men 97? Leave a comment, and if you like the video, subscribe to follow the next content. Until next time my people, demonic hugs.